So hi, I'm Rupert Hine. I'm the action coach, Kinross in Scotland. And I wanted to have a quick chat today just about vision. So you wouldn't get in your car and drive without knowing where you're going. You wouldn't do it in business, would you? Recently I was at a conference, world's best coaches all together in Edinburgh. A fantastic opportunity, and what it told me, it got me to reconsider, where am I going? And it seemed a useful opportunity to share some of that with you, because if we know where we're going, we're far more likely to get there. At the end of the day, if you don't know where your destination is, you get in your car and you start driving, you're pretty unlikely to reach the destination if you didn't know what it was. And the same's true in business. And the first thing to do really is start thinking about, where do you want to end up? Not real specific, I need to have X, I need to do Y. Actually, what do you want to achieve? What is it that you've gone into business to achieve? And start to paint that picture. And the clearer you can paint that picture, the more likely you are to get there. It's all about being ambitious. A good 5, 10 years from now, what's the world going to look like for you, for your business? So just try and come up with that picture, make it really clear in your mind, and then write it down. And as you write it down, start to put the specifics in. This is not, I'm going to achieve, 10 clients here or 5 clients there. It's not, I'm going to build X, Y, or Z. It's the world that I'm going to get to. I'm going to be the best. Our business is going to be the finest producer of. We're going to be operating on 5 of the world's 7 continents, as one of my clients said to me the other week. It's about big picture stuff. This is something that is really going to get you going. And then when you've written it down, sit and reflect back on it and think, would this get me out of bed in the morning? Is this something that I could say to my team that would really get them inspired? And then go and give it a go. Actually go and test it with some people. Go and test it with some of your friends, some of the team you've got, some of your customers, particularly those that you know really well. Because this has got to be something that really, really gets you moving. So for me, it's all about Scottish abundance through business re-education. It's about making a serious difference to the way that business operates in Scotland. And the real reflection for me is, I'm one coach working Perth, Kinross, Tayside and Fife. What am I going to be doing that really brings that up? So absolutely getting fantastic results with individual clients. But what do I have to do to really have that wider influence? What do you need to do in your business to get that to expand? And that sort of brings us on to the second component of the vision. And that for me is understanding, why are you doing it? What is it that really has driven you to set this up? Now, for a lot of parents, that brings in the kids, it brings in the family. What else is there? What is your why? And the real power of this is, if you've got a very strong why, your why starts to drive all of the things that you're doing in the company and helps your team, your customers, your colleagues, your competitors even, start getting absolutely clear on what you're doing and starts keeping you on track. So if you think about some of the really big companies that have lost their way, why did they lose their way? They lost their way because they lost their why. Think about some of the brands where you almost don't need to ask, what do they stand for? Talking to a friend the other day, he's got a young son, and we got onto the subject of Lego. Lego, one of the world's most iconic brands, and I think I'm right in saying the world's largest manufacturer of rubber tires. Sounds odd, doesn't it? Why do they do that? They do that because it's all about inspiring play. It's about inspiring the next generation. Even the word Lego is derived from good play. So they, all the way through, they've got this this theme of inspiring the next generation, getting them involved in making stuff, getting them involved in designing, getting them involved in manufacturing, getting them involved in building, all there to inspire the next generation and learn. And that goes to their production, that goes to the way they market themselves. Everything comes back to the fact that it's about inspiring the next generation of play. So what is it that's your why? I know mine, and my why comes down to two things. One is having seen members of my family who've been self-employed for 20, 30, 40 years and come to the end of that having done hours and hours and hours every week and not had the financial or time rewards with their family that they deserve with all that work. And being absolutely clear, I don't want anyone else's family to go through that. Don't get me wrong, my parents, my family have put in massive hours and I've benefited greatly and I'm incredibly grateful to them for putting me through the education. But there's a better way, and that's about knowing how to best run your business so that you're not the person that's working in it every day. And my other why comes from my background working in a large government agency, very successful government agency with a very powerful why of its own. But really starting to see the damage that can be done when the organisational culture isn't right, when the fit's not right, when you start seeing people in all parts of the organisation starting to become disengaged with a mission that they were absolutely fired up about, and thinking, I've got to do something to prevent other people who are in business not suffering from the same debilitating lack of engagement with their organisation. So what is your why? How would you describe to your best friend down the pub why you do what you do when you can be really honest? And then how can you use that to describe to everyone in your business why you're going to achieve that mission, that vision that you set out earlier on? So that's the challenge for today. What's your vision? And what is the reason you're doing it? What's your why? So I'm Rupert Hine, Action Coach Business Coaching, Kinross in Scotland. Really interested to know what you thought. Leave your comments in the box down below. Let us know what else you'd like to hear about, and we'll see you next time.